Mats Wilander, how are you? How was this match? This is so nice to see Rafael Nadal back on the court, right?
Unbelievable.
But was this the perfect draw for him? It was a smashing opening.
I think it's the perfect draw. It seemed like the weather was incredibly good. It wasn't windy, first of all. And then he plays against a player in Giron that doesn't have a very big serve. Maybe the forehand isn't good enough. So for Rafa, this is the absolute perfect start. And for me, it's the perfect start. I actually have goosebumps because I'm so excited that we have started finally. Yeah, just a fascinating interview with Rafa as well after the match.
Yeah, I can't wait for that. And it's so nice to see the big stars shining also. And we're going to talk to Babsi, who is courtside in Melbourne. You are so lucky. We are super jealous, but excited to talk to you. What are your first impressions out there, Babsi?
I can't hear what you say.
Oh, you can't hear?
To me, but
can you hear?
Sound problem, I think. So unfortunately, I don't know what you're saying to me. But you're looking great there.
I'm sure she can make it up. Oh, no. Okay. Well, Mats, why do players like Giron cannot adapt to Rafael Nadal's game? Is it because they play against him for the first time? They haven't been able to practice with him? Is he that much more powerful than other players?
I played with Rafa once, about 17 years ago, and I think 2005. And I was absolutely shocked at how high the ball bounces. So I think for players, they don't really get a chance to practice with Rafa. And if you haven't felt the ball, it's going to left-handed as well. And then the fighting spirit of Nadal. And then you have to play tennis up here. You don't do that against other players. So it takes a lot of time for players to get used to it. But if you get used to it, then it's too late normally. So you have to go in, literally, I think, and say, you know what? I don't care what he does. I'm going to hit the first ball as hard as I can and get Rafa on the move. And if I miss, it's a better loss. But if you allow Rafa to play, I think they get shocked. They're shocked in the locker room, and they're shocked in the first couple of minutes as well.
Wait, talking about the locker room, because of course between players everyone talks about Rafa and he has his reputation. Everyone actually just freezes when he comes. I don't know if you've noticed. Yeah. It's a bit like fans also between players as well. What part this intimidation or the self-belief that sometimes a little bit lowered against Rafa play into the fact that they get in on the court and they can lose the first set 6-1? How much of this first set is already lost outside of the court?
I think it's lost in the locker room. I really do. I think for Rafa, the difference is he has not won it in the locker room. I think he comes out and he plays you. And you find out in the first 10 minutes that, oh my goodness, okay, I'm going to have to do this for how many hours? For 4 hours? And then you just, I think, lose interest. But I think the intimidation factor in the locker room is massive because Rafa in the locker room is on fire.
And what about his forehand of the match? Did you think he was being aggressive or playing the scoreboard a little bit too much? You were telling me earlier that sometimes this is what he tends to do when he's a little bit tight.
Yeah, I think he was good. I mean, for me, it's always about the forehand. How much spin does he put on the forehand? How does he play the first point of the game? What does that forehand look like? Does he go down the line straight away, or does he go high cross court? And how daring is he to play the way that he needs to play later in the tournament to beat the best players in the world? So I think for him, the fight is that he's going to win these first-round matches. He knows that. It might take some time, but he's going to win them. But it's not enough to play like that when he gets towards the end against the best players in the world. So that's what I look for.
So do you think it's really important for him to start playing like this, pretending in his mind that he's playing against better players so that he's ready for the second week?
Absolutely, I think so. I mean, you play professional tennis. That's what you fight. That's what you fight every day. I don't know about you. I mean, tell me, how did you feel the first 10 minutes of a match?
First minute of the match of a Grand Slam, I'm already nervous just thinking about it. It's really tough, and you have to find a rhythm and I think about simple things. But I think that's what Rafa does, and that's really inspiring because you could think those champions go through like more special stuff in their head, but at the end of the day, maybe they have to go through the same things.